like in the civil service, I think, I don't know what the state, Abi, was it one of these states, another state, I don't know, but that's the, but I think I heard the rumor on news that women are going to maternity leave, Abi, that the men to approach and they should go on maternity leave. Yeah, it's discrimination. Yes.
Men to want to go on maternity leave.
Because they say they are being discriminated. Really? Yes. Say they are being discriminated. They want to go to maternity leave the way the women are going to.
I don't understand. What do they want to go and do? I think they want to breastfeed.
They want to be nursing their baby too, not only the women. They are men that they do. I think that aspect I felt is discrimination.
Okay.
There's discrimination against the men. So they don't carry the baby in time, but when their wives put to be, I think, to some extent they should be at home, maybe be of helping hand to the wife too. In that aspect, I felt they have been discriminated.
So they're agitating.
Yes, I think I don't know the part. I have
so maternity leave. Okay, yes. Let's hear what you have to say about this.
I read it.
The men too are being discriminated. For you to grow up to become a man, you must have been born into this world as a boy. And that is why the Child Rights Act had been brought into force. The law is in existence, the Child Rights Act 2003. It did not say the girls alone. Once you are a child, whether you are a boy or a girl, you fall, that law protects you. The men and the boys are equally discriminated. There are some promotions in places of work. Because you are a man, you might not be able to get that promotion. They will rather favor a woman to a man. That is on the minor side. That is on the minor side. When a man is being discriminated upon, there are so many instances,
yes,
so many uncountable. There are places where the men will go, they won't get what they are looking for. And you hear the same fellow man will tell you that, oh, because you are a woman, I'm giving it to you. That sympathy sometimes plays out for the women. You might not be the best. In fact, if a woman is heading an establishment, the outcry is that, oh, justice is not a good subordinate. He's acting in a way that is being insubordinate to the rules, the authorities. He doesn't obey the rules of the establishment and all of that. Once that woman starts crying, who is the head of the establishment, the CEO of the company will say, oh, is it because she's a woman? And he will descend heavily on justice, the man. So these are common areas that plays out, though very minimal, but I will say, and rightly so, that men are also discriminated. It's about gender discrimination.
But not to be compared to when women are being treated and discriminated. Okay,
Sister Irene, if you want to put me into trouble, once you cry to the police now.
I'm not putting you into trouble.
No, let us just have this hypothetical scenario. Once you run to the police and cry and fall, oh, justice has stolen my money, they will not even, the passion, the reaction will be so spontaneous, because that is a woman crying. The expression is that, oh, because she's vulnerable, let's go after justice.
Because the society has made the woman vulnerable.
Well,
yeah.
So women are very tricky.
Okay, let's move on. What are the existing laws that contravene the United Nations Treaty on Gender Discrimination in Nigeria?
Section 55 of the Criminal Code.
Okay.
Criminal Code is a criminal law for the northern part of Nigeria. You won't believe it that it says clearly that the man can beat his wife. The men can beat their wives.
Excuse me.
For the Criminal Code, Section 55.
Say that again.
Section 55 of the Penal Code.
Penal Code.
Sorry, Penal Code.
Penal Code.
Yes.
Okay, because when you said criminal code, I was like,
Penal Code.
Penal Code.
For the northern states.
For the northern state. It states that a man can lay his hands on a woman and go scot-free.
That is what we are saying, because that Penal Code is derivable from the Islamic law. So the men the husbands, by their own religion, are empowered to beat their wives.
Hey.
It's unfortunate. Section 6 of the Criminal Code. Section 6 of the Criminal Code, I'm coming back to the South, defines unlawful carnal knowledge as one that has it as if you have unlawful carnal knowledge, you'll be held criminally liable under this criminal code in the southern part of Nigeria once the woman is not married. What does it imply? If Sister Irene is married in the southern part of Nigeria, so the husband is at will to even sexually harass you, you cannot hold him for rape case.
Okay, I want to understand something.
Yes.
If I am from the south and my husband is from the north,
Yes.
and then he marries me, and then we are living in the south, we're not living in the north, and then he beats me up and there's domestic violence, you know, on me, would I not have the right to arrest him and take him to court and seek for justice?
Funny enough, you have the right. Section 360 of the Criminal Code in the South, where you and your spouse lives, resides, simply says that describes such an act as a misdemeanor.
Okay.
That is a minor offense for beating you. Indecent assault.
A minor.
If he assaults you, it consider that particular section of the law. That's why we are saying that these laws does not conform with the UN Convention. It does not. Section 360 of the Criminal Code considers this as a misdemeanor, and if you succeed in establishing and linking the crime to your husband, they will merely send him to jail for 2 years. They will merely send him to jail for 2 years. But you, that is a woman, if you commit such an indecent assault on the man, that is the level of discrimination. The law will hold you and will consider it as a felony, which is punishable for 3 years imprisonment. These are the areas of the laws that we are saying that it works injustice, is gender discriminative against the women, and it must be reviewed in as much as we are concerned. So these are the disparity in the law. Once under section 353 of the Criminal Code,
Okay.
a woman indecently assaults the man, probably the husband or a man, that woman will be charged to court to face a criminal offense and will be jailed or sent to prison for 3 years imprisonment. Whereas the same act, the same criminal act, if it's the man that commits such act, will merely go to prison for 2 years. So these are the disparity in the laws which we seek to advocate, that there is need for the Nigerian government to review such aspects. There are so many.
Yeah.
Let me not push my...
Okay, I don't know if Sister Jessica, you have something. Okay, let us move on. What are reforms? What are those things? You know, some kind of reformation, introduced by the Nigerian government to correct this anomalies, to correct this gender discrimination. Do you have something to?
Like I've earlier said,
Okay.
that advocacy
Okay.
and enlightenment, it will go a long way.
Okay.
At least presently we have the VAP Act, Violence Against Persons Act.
Okay.
To at least with that one too, it will go a long way to stop this act of discrimination.
Okay.
There are few laws that have been enacted. I earlier mentioned the Child Rights Act 2003. That law is going to help and remove the generation of Nigerians as children growing up. Their rights are fully protected if those laws are implementable and enforceable. Okay. The children will now begin to grow up to understand that they have the right to be taken care of, to be given good health, shelter, good food, and all of that. That law is there. There are other further steps that the federal government has taken. to ensure that they sign into law certain international treaties so that they domesticate such laws for gender discrimination, to mitigate, or for gender equality.
Okay.
Those treaties that are international treaties held at the UN are domesticated in Nigeria to enable Nigerians, whether you are a man or a woman, to practice gender equality, and it is working for the women.
Okay. Okay. Beautiful. Let us move on. So in BCS, would you say that gender equality is practiced, or would you say there's gender discrimination? What would you? Let me start from the sister. I know it is dicey. I know it's not the same way that it is, but I know why I'm putting the question like that. Would you say in BCS we practice gender equality, or would you say we discriminate?
I will say we practice gender equality in BCS.
Okay.
Yes. Like the ordination we see.
Yeah.
We have the CAs, both men and women.
Yeah.
Even if you go to ordained PUB, the both men and women.
Yeah.
The Divine Vanguard, both men and women. In place of the immunities, we have the archbishops there.
Yeah.
The Christ Shepherd, we see both men and women.
Okay.
So to me, in BCS, we are practicing gender equality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Over to you.
Brotherhood of the Cross of Star is a divine role model. Unlike the secular laws, like the Police Act that prohibits a married woman from being enlisted into the police force. Once you are married, you cannot be a police officer. Once you are a single woman and you are in the police force and you get impregnated, then they will dismiss you from the force. Yes, that is the level.
So if you get married
and you go for recruitment for a police job, you will not be enlisted, you will not be recruited, you will not be admitted into the police force.
What are the reasons? What are the reasons?
It's just the law. It's just there is no clear-cut reason as such. They will not tell you. It's just part of this gender discrimination. I'm just drawing a comparison from what happens in the society and Brotherhood of the Cross and Star.
Yeah.
So if a married woman in Brotherhood of the Cross and Star, a sister, is not discriminated because she is married. A woman who is pregnant is not discriminated to become a high priest. Yeah. In fact, it is in Brotherhood where the ordination cuts across. Apart from the blessed mothers that belongs to the mansion of blessedness, and the bishops that has this just for the distinction of a man and a woman. If you go to the congregation pew, you have the men and the women. If you go to the spirited pew, you have both mixed together. If you go to the Christ practicals, the preachers, the all ordained, the true Christ witnesses, the senior Christ servers, the divine vanguards, the Christ ambassadors, even the patriarchs, they are all mixed together. That is gender equality. God does not discriminate whether you are a male or a female. Yeah. In fact, before our God, there is no male, no woman, no female, no male. We are all one before Him. That discrimination, whether you are colored, you're black, you are a woman, you are a man, does not play out. In fact, in Brotherhood, if you look very well, the women occupy more of the strategic positions. Yes. The MD of Starcross, or GM, the GM of Starcross, is she not a woman?
I know you would point out Starcross.
The Triple Star Pretty Press, is she not a woman? Just name them. Our God does not discriminate. He sees everyone in spirit and He knows what He has put in you to deliver. So Nigeria should borrow a leaf from it. Reform your laws. Don't tell a woman that because you are marrying a foreigner, that foreigner that is your husband cannot be a citizen of Nigeria, Section 26, subsection 2, sub B, sub A, sub B, Section 26, sub A,
Okay.
sub B, sub 2, sub A. Sorry,
Okay.
Section 26, sub 2, sub A.
Okay.
Clearly says that if a woman in Nigeria marries a foreigner, it does not automatically makes you a citizen. But I, that is a man, if I'm married to a woman, if you are a foreigner, automatically you become a citizen. But what the women would do is to apply, and it's at the discretion of the president to accept your application, to grant it. Now come to think of it, if you are married now and you want to apply for visa, the immigration law in Nigeria says you must get the consent of your you want to apply for a passport, an international passport that you are entitled to. You must, your husband must write a written consent letter before the international. Yes,
you can get an international passport
that is
of
how,
the country
that is how funny it
that
is.
you're from.
That is why we are saying that if they look unto the Holy Father, brotherhood of the cross and star is too big for the African mentality. I'm sorry to say it. It's too big for the African mentality. Why must you discriminate because of gender? Because she's a woman. Why?